More on the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, one of its chief areas of focus is green energy. That means electric vehicles, but not all companies will benefit equally. Phil LeBeau joins us now to break that down. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Mike, there are a number of restrictions with the Inflation Reduction Act in terms of the EV incentives that have been put back in place. We're not going to go through all of them, but this is a look at who benefits and who doesn't really benefit until later on this decade in terms of the automakers. Initially, you look at Tesla, you look at General Motors, you look at Ford. They've got the production either in place here in the United States or coming on relatively quickly, and a little bit further out over the next several years. Then you see Rivian, VW. They really start to benefit a little bit more in Hyundai. By comparison, the group of automakers we call the EV losers, they really haven't put any plans in place for EV production in the United States. And as a result, it's going to be some time before it comes online. And you're looking way out into the decade before Subaru, Mazda, and Lucid, because of a lower priced vehicle, would need to be coming online. That's where they are expected to benefit. Bottom line, for the Japanese automakers, this could be a tough couple of years. Here's one of the researchers who put together this data from eSource.
The Japanese manufacturers in general are the biggest losers in the sense that they don't have the installed base for making the cars in North America. They also don't have the battery manufacturing set up yet. So Toyota and Nissan are both at a clear disadvantage with this, with these new tax credits.
Take a look at Toyota and Nissan, and let's compare them with General Motors and Ford. And remember, you've got GM and Ford putting 6 EV battery plants in the United States over the next several years. That's going to be a big part of allowing them to offer to customers the ability to get the federal tax credit, or at least the tax incentive right off the bat. Also take a look at shares of Rivian. Last week, the company reported its Q2 results. And remember, Rivian went to its customers and said, lock in the current $7,500 EV incentive because it goes away once President Biden signs the Inflation Reduction Act, which could, happen today, tomorrow? And as soon as that happens, then you see these new incentives kick in, and that's going to limit if many people will be able to get the tax incentive from Rivian in the future. Guys?
Phil, I've been waiting on wanting to talk to you because Elon Musk is out with a tweet about 3 million.
Yeah, I saw it.
Teslas. Put that in context for you. It sounds like a lot of cars. Is it a lot? And then just because everybody really wants to know what's going on with Tesla, is this bill good for Tesla and the lead it has on the other EV companies? Is it bad or is it neutral?
Okay, first question, 3 million. That's a lot of vehicles, especially for a company that a decade ago was maybe making 5,000 vehicles a year. But right. To put this into some perspective, Toyota builds 10 million in a year. So that's 3 million over 10 years. Toyota, 10 million in 1 year. They're rapidly increasing their production, but let's keep that into some perspective there. And in terms of how Tesla benefits from the IRA EV incentives, they probably are in the best position right now. They've got the installed manufacturing base. They have the vehicles that are likely going to be able to, the Model 3 or the Model Y, you can get those under the restrictions that are in place for the price cap. Remember, it's $55,000 for a car, $80,000 for an SUV or a truck. So Tesla is in good shape relative to everybody else in terms of allowing customers to get this new incentive. And remember, they didn't have the old incentive. They had already gone over the threshold for offering that to customers.